I must have fallen when the car nearly hit us. There really was no way to tell, but I had dragged Larry all the way out of the park and into the middle of the street where the two of us were nearly hit by an oncoming car. Things happened so fast after that. The police came, a fire truck came, and then an ambulance which took Larry away. A minute after Larry was gone, 2 more ambulances arrived, one for the guy that had been driving the car. He'd bashed his head on his steering wheel because he hadn't been wearing a seatbelt. Even though I insisted that I was okay and didn't need to go to the hospital, I was forced into the 3rd ambulance. I guess all the blood made them think I was hurt worse than I really was. I got 5 stitches in my bottom lip, 2 above my eye, and my right wrist had been wrapped with one of those ACE bandages. Apparently I had sprained it without even knowing I'd done so. Probably when I had punched Larry that last time, or maybe when I was struggling to drag his unconscious boy through the park. All of that occurred long before my parents and grandparents arrived at the hospital. Boy, let me tell you that I wasn't looking forward to seeing them. When one of those nice nurse ladies told me they had contacted my parents, I started to feel ill. I was at the hospital for nearly 2 hours before they arrived. Surprisingly, they didn't look mad at all. In fact, all 4 of them looked more worried and concerned than anything else. Not long after they arrived, a police officer came in to ask me a bunch of questions about what had happened. I had thought about lying and saying that Larry and I were mugged, but I figured that they probably already talked to Larry and knew the truth. So I told them exactly what happened. Of course I left out the part about me wetting my pants, even though it had been obvious when I'd arrived at the hospital, because my pants began to smell of pee as soon as they began to thaw. It took nearly an hour and a half for us to get from the hospital to my grandparents because of the snow, which hadn't let up at all. However, I only know that because I was later told that is how long it took. You see, minutes after getting into the car, I fell asleep in the backseat, sitting between Mom and Grandmother. I guess I was worn out because I slept until nearly supper time that same day. I awoke in my normal room, lying in my normal bed, and for all of 10 seconds I felt normal. Then came the dull aching all over. There was less parts of me that weren't sore than there were parts that were. I groaned as I tried to get out of that darn bed. I tried a second time before giving up. Since I couldn't get up, I reached up and felt my fat lip, which felt fat and prickly due to the swelling and stitches. I also discovered by exploring with my other hand that I was diapered again, which from the feel of the front of the disposable diaper was a good thing. It took more than a little effort, but I got all those covers pushed off and saw that the diaper was indeed filled to capacity. With the covers off, I was able to roll over onto my side, swing my legs over the side of the bed, and then push myself up so that I was sitting, facing the back of the room. Now that I was sitting up, I could feel the weight of my swollen lip. It felt like I should lie back down, but I didn't want to.